Hello and welcome. Um, First of all, I'm going to say this. All the video that I have of this saw is on GoPro instead of my phone. And so I cannot do a voiceover. If I could, I would be doing a voiceover right now because I would rather be doing a voiceover. So, the video that I have so far is me taking this apart partially and trying to get the spark going. And I put the coil into the oven at 300 degrees for an hour, I think. And the spark came back. So if yours is doing that, go ahead and do it. Baking the coil does work. So I will be planning on porting the saw, like you see the timing wheels on it. I got drawing a blank for his name right now. I got Bellhopper to help me out on timing numbers and just kind of talking to him about it. So there is broken mount down here at the bottom. So what I'm going to be doing, first thing first, is I'm going to take the cylinder off, get the handle, carb, the clutch off, the timing wheel, bar, everything needs to come off. And then I'm going to move this off the bench. Hang on. I got this. Come on, camera. I want to see my screen. Okay. I have this here. So, it's very movable, sturdy. The mounts are good. There's actually a plate number where the other one does not have one. It's cleaner. It actually looks like it's either been painted or it's brand new, basically. But she is a beaut in my eyes. Even has the sticker. Tanks are clean. I think this is actually a pretty good candidate for that saw, and it's going to make it look a lot better in comparison to the one that is on there currently. So that is the plan, and then after it's ported, polished, and done, I will be sending this up to Buck and Billy Ray Smith, because that was the plan to begin with throughout this whole thing. And I will probably be doing a base gasket delete. I probably won't have the base gasket on there at all. I'll just put some, sticky stuff. Gasket maker. So, I am going to put this at the beginning of the video of my previous videos, just to kind of give you guys a recap and pretty much a forewarning, because everything that I explained in the video was high hopes, and all of it did not happen. I was wanting to work with Harv, and which is the Iron Horse, and I was wanting to work with Tin Man, and have them all like do a video chat with me and work with the saw through and go all the way through it, but that did not happen. And that's okay. There's time for that kind of stuff to happen in the future. But at this time, I want to get this done. It's been here in my hands for probably about a year and getting close to a year and a half. So it is time to get this thing off the bench and into Buckin's hands where he can run it and have fun with it and do what he wants to do with it. So, I'm going to leave it there. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will start immediately tearing this apart, and you'll see that part in part 2 of the video.
Ready, huh?
There you go.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Well.
Wait, hold it. Okay. Looks like it's got good compression.
Okay. And that's held on. But the carb is right underneath. That's nice. I think everything's good on it.
No, I thought maybe that was just splitting the line. Just looks like maybe it was a spot that the dirt was wiped off.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I haven't put gas in it yet, but
Okay, not bad at all.
alright, hello guys, this is a Pioneer P38. So, the plan behind this one is eventually I'm going to work with, get this saw ported, polished, and tuned up and everything, and sent off to Buckin. But first, I need to examine it and get it running. So, first thing I've done to it, I did actually run when I got it from eBay. But since then, you're going to look right here. I'm going to pull on the cord. Turn out the lights. Should see a spark. If the camera doesn't jostle around too much. there is no spark. And yes, the kill switch is on. So, we're going to be taking off the recoil now and finding out exactly what went wrong. I'm hoping and crossing my fingers for like a loose wire or something else. Similar to that, maybe if this has points in the condenser, maybe, just maybe, they're dirty. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pause right here and try to get that off. Alright, so I got the cover off. That took me probably like, I don't know, 10 minutes. Absolutely filthy. I mean, the fins are almost plugged up. But it doesn't seem to have any loose wires. I'm not familiar with the Pioneers, like, at all. It's got very good compression. Spark plugs out of it right now. But I did notice one kind of catastrophic thing here. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that. But for now, let's just be concerned with getting it running, and I'm going to take care of that at a much later date. So let's go ahead and remove the flywheel and see if there is a points and condenser behind there. I'm not sure. Some of them do, some of them don't. They're, I don't know. But let's just find out. Oh wow. Okay, we'll 9/16 fit it. 9/16 fit it. Okay. And of course we need to put something in. Sorry. Inside of the spark plug holes. So, go ahead and take that off. Wasn't any nuts holding that one in anyway. Okay, that's right about right at the top of the exhaust port. Move that out of my way. Stuff that in there. There will be many parts to this saw, but I will be putting it up on YouTube privately first, because this is a surprise. As soon as Buckin gets a saw, I will put the videos up publicly. So if it has a different timestamp on it, that's why. So, is that disconnected at all? Might as well look at this stuff over right here, right? Anything burnt through? Disconnected? Nope. Everything is absolutely filthy. Other than that, everything looks to be okay. Other than, of course, that broken piece. The dog's back. Okay. And of course, I'm going to need to get some leverage on that. That came off. Get the washer. Okay. Well, we're not going to get lucky on taking that off, so brass hammer. Okay. We have to pry up on it, not on the broken part, and hit it firmly. Eventually, that will work. Just basically sticking something in here, prying up on it, smacking it with a brass hammer right there. Normally, though, you want to put the nut back on there. But I have actually ruined threads by threading the nut back on because the nut wasn't strong enough to actually, hold on the threads, and then the threads just ripped off the crankshaft. So you gotta be careful about doing any of that. So I'm gonna try to get that thing off, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so that thing will not come off, so I am going to put some of this coil on it, leave it overnight, and see in the morning if that thing will come off there. I tried putting a puller on there. I don't think I got one the right size. Tried the brass hammer and prying on it with a screwdriver, getting underneath there. That didn't work. That's usually what I do, is just pry it up with a screwdriver, smack it, and then usually it just pops up. I tried a air hammer right there and pried up on it a little bit. That didn't even work. So I'm hoping for the coil to actually work for this, and creeping in there and getting everything lubricated and being able to actually pull that sucker off there. But the power of editing, it will be tomorrow. Alright, now it is 2 days later, actually. But I have the flywheel off, not in one piece. I broke off a fin right there. Whoops. I tried using, the screwdriver, prying on it, hitting it with the hammer. That didn't work. And then I went ahead and tried the air hammer, and that didn't work. So then I finally got a puller on it. Got that right there on the, crankshaft. And then I put 2 bolts right here and here. And then I started cranking on them. And I put the screwdriver right here. And that's what finally broke it, is because I got that too tight and it snapped. But then I hit the, the top of this, and that actually came off. It took an insane amount of work. And you can judge by how dirty my workbench is of how much work it actually took to get it off. So this here is technically broken, but also the other piece right next to it is broke too. Let me find something to poke with. Try not to break it any further, of course, but hopefully you guys can see that crack. Yeah, you can. So, I will probably get a new case half for this saw. Yeah, since I'm going to be taking it apart anyway. And a new flywheel. But I do have another saw down here that is a farm saw. I'm kind of thinking about using it instead of the other saw, the P38. No, that one. For bucking saw, because it doesn't seem to have any broken parts on it, and it looks nicer. So I am thinking about using it, but it's gonna make it a little bit more work intensive, I guess. It does have a scored cylinder and piston, so I would have to find a piston and cylinder for it, maybe, depending on how bad it is. So right now I'm just trying to get it running, because it doesn't have any spark. It didn't have any points box. I thought it might, but I think the coil is bad. It is a Prestolite, so I traced the line all the way up and, you know, to the kill switch. That ain't it. I've cleaned the connections, so I guess now it's time to see if I got spark again, but I don't think I do. So I'll probably get a new ignition coil too. So I will update you when it's time, but for now,